After nearly a month of teasers, Six Flags Fiesta Texas has announced their new for 22 coaster, Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger, a Bolliger and Mabillard dive coaster. Surprisingly, it is not another prototype such as their previous two editions with Batman the Ride, a SNS 4D free spin, and Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster, the world's first Rocky Mountain construction single rail Raptor coaster. Most enthusiasts and myself thought this would be another prototype from SNS, a access coaster. However, it is not to be, but hopefully one of those comes to fruition pretty soon. But this is almost as much of a shock, though, since this is the first time that Six Flags has bought from Bolliger and Mabillard since 2012 with the addition of one of the world's first wing coasters, X-Flight at Six Flags Great America. So before we talk about the coaster, let's talk about what this means for the chain. For the last 10 years or so, every park has gotten some kind of addition. Even if it's something as big as Twisted Colossus or Zumanjaro or something as small as a splash pad or a small flat ride. Every park has gotten a ride. So I hope they continue this, but at the same time have a few additions every year that are high profile, larger budget attractions, and not forget smaller parks, as their other competitor Cedar Fair does with smaller parks such as Dorney Park, Valley Fair, and Missions Adventure that have not seen large additions in over 10 years in some cases. Although this might just be a one-off, since Fiesta Texas in the last few years have had a few really standard attractions added, but have spent a lot of extra money with the theming and the experience on and off the ride, with Joker Carnival of Chaos with the fantastic funhouse beforehand, and then the entire experience on and off the ride, on and off the midway of Daredevil Dive. However, we are talking about Cliffhanger, so let's talk about what you're going to experience on this coaster. So its placement will be mostly backstage, but it will take up the area of the former Sundance Theater. However, it will reuse part of its backstage area and maybe some of its stage area for the portions of the experience that we have not been told about yet. If the theming in this building is even half the experience that another dive coaster has, Baron 1888 at Efteling, I will be very impressed. But the coaster itself has some of the same traits as other dive coasters and some new things. So you're going to be going up 150 feet. You're going to have a right-hand turn, which will provide a fantastic view of the entire park and the quarry. And then before diving into the drop, you will be held up there with a holding brake, and then into a world's first for B&M, a beyond vertical drop, 95 degrees. We'll finally be going beyond the 87.5 degrees that all the dive coasters previous have been. And then straight into Imogen, which is every dive coaster with a inversion, and then into a 270 degree roll, 180 degree turn up into the block brakes, another near vertical dive down into two helixes with airtime in the middle. So all of that will be packed into 2,501 feet of track. So I think the second half will definitely be a little bit more exciting than some previous dive coasters, such as Yukon Striker, which is a fantastic ride, but has a very dull second half, unfortunately. So I'm excited for it. I think it's a very good fit for the park. Every time Fiesta Texas adds a coaster, I wish it was using the cliff face, but that's just not possible. But the name Cliffhanger does make it sound like it should be on the side of the cliff. However, you will have those fantastic views of the cliff just in front of you as you're diving down, and Roadrunner Express too. So 99.9% of the people that visit the park will love this thing. Enthusiasts are probably not going to be too impressed by it since it's just another dive coaster. B&M is very safe with what they do on their coasters, but their engineering is absolutely fantastic. It's the best in the industry, and they've done something even more amazing. They are using 7 across trains with the vest restraints, love them or hate them, and they have managed to have that 7 across train, which is probably just as wide as the original dive coasters at 8 across, since the seats are spaced wider with the vest restraints than they are with the over-the-shoulder restraints, and yet they've managed to engineer the trains to be lighter and still use regular B&M track, not the huge beefy track that most dive coasters have, and increases the cost of the ride exponentially. So it will be exciting to check this out. We'll definitely return towards the end of next summer and give it a try. And I always love a reason to go back to Fiesta, Texas. Despite some of my past experiences, it is my favorite Six Flags park, one of my favorite parks in the nation. And so I'm definitely looking forward to going back and experiencing Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger. If you want to see that vlog in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll get notified as soon as those come out. And consider liking this video. Also, comment below, what do you think of this coaster? Do you like that Six Flags might be moving away from a ride for every park? Or do you want to just see big additions to just a few parks? Anyways, thanks for watching. This has been Alex for the Coaster Spot. See you next time.